Alright folks, let's set the scene. Picture this. Country needs cash big time. They've got ambitious projects, ports, railways, highways, maybe a new set of locks. But they don't have the funds to make it happen. Who comes knocking? China. They offer shiny loans, sweet deals, but here's the catch. Let me tell you about a game called debt trap diplomacy. It's when these loans aren't just loans. They're a backdoor into a country's most valuable assets. Can't pay up? No problem. China will just take something off your hands. Case in point, Sri Lanka. You guys ever heard of a port called Hambantota Port? It's a huge infrastructure project that Sri Lanka couldn't keep up with. Couldn't keep up with the payments. What happened? Boom. China stepped in and said, we'll take it. Leasing that port for 99 years. 99 years. That's longer than most of us have been around. It's longer than the United States was running the Panama Canal. Okay? So we'll see what happens next. Let's talk about Zambia. They're deep in debt. 30 to 40% of their external debt is owed to Chinese lenders. When your creditor holds that much of your wallet, you can bet they're calling the shots. And guess what Zambia's got that China might like? Natural resources. Copper to be specific. Here's why this matters to us. Take a good look at Panama's debt to GDP ratio. 52%. Not great, but not panic mode. But here's the kicker. 41% of their revenue goes just to service their debt. That's like getting paid on Friday and dropping almost half your paycheck on last month's credit card bill. The IMF calls this high risk, and they're not wrong. Now, here's the really wild part. Over 40% of Panama's debt is owed to China. You see where this is going? When you're deep in the pocket of one lender, it's not just about money, it's about control. Imagine if Panama can't keep up with its payments. What's the most valuable thing they got? Panama Canal. The canal isn't just a shortcut for shipping, it's a lifeline for global trade. If China gets its hands on that, well, let's just say the world's going to feel it. Especially us. Now look, I'm not saying this is a done deal. But Panama's playing a dangerous game. When over 40% of your debt comes from one place, especially a place with a history of snapping up assets when people aren't able to pay, it's a problem. The solution? Rebuild the relationship with the country that gave you life, freed you from tyranny, and gave you one of the most prized assets anywhere in the world. Kick out the corruption and those that fuel it. It's time to leave the Far East and come back home to Panama. Seriously, if Panama doesn't figure this out, we're looking at a scenario where they lose control of the canal to either the United States or China. And that's just not their problem. It's ours, it's the world's. China's got a track record, and Panama might be the next chapter.